Okay. Well, they tried to get me, you know. They really tried to get me. But they didn't get me because I'm well fine in here. So my the state of this laptop not being able to play well with Linux is quite incredible. So that's what happened. It's very unfortunate, but I'm back. As you can see, hopefully everything's set up properly. Yes, so what happened was everything froze for a second, and then everything was fine, and then I said, oh, am I still live? And then I checked, and YouTube's latency said that I was still live, so I was basically just talking to a brick wall for 15 minutes, but it's fine, it happens. So that is what it is. Now I have to remember what I was working on before this happened. Oh right, we were doing all of this stuff. Yeah, so let's just rewind a little bit, and let's try to do a recap of the past like 15 minutes that I was talking to nothing. I was talking about this Slow Dive album and how they were more of a post-rock band than a shoegaze band, which I think is a pretty valid observation by Big Malian. And what else was I talking about? I was just talking about what I was doing here. We are now passing an int pointer on all of our function calls, even if we don't bind a texture, just so that the function signatures are the same, because we want to avoid any Boolean check, any if statement for performance reasons. So we're passing a pointer instead. I had briefly thought about turning all of these to Booleans. If we bind a texture, then we increment, but that's another if statement. So hopefully I'm live, but I'm not really going to reping the Discord. So I am going to have to leave in a few minutes to get my coffee, because the French press needs to be pressed and then drained, so that's what's gonna happen in a few minutes here. But I'm alive, I'm here. It was not even a problem with my power, it was literally just my laptop pooped the bed, I guess, with the GPU. Thanks to Microsoft. Microsoft made a real wonderful laptop, so you can thank Microsoft for that. Yeah, it has this weird thing where sometimes it'll just say the GPU has fallen off of the bus, and then it'll just crash. Which is, yeah, it's a wonderful laptop. So what I'm writing here, if maybe that got cut off as well, is we were writing these wrapper functions that get bound as callback functions, so that when we are binding our uniforms per draw pass, then we just call these wrapper functions. They need to be wrapper functions because all of these have different function signatures, and in C we cannot have uniform structs with different function signatures inside of them. So that was a limitation that we found, and this was the way around it. So hopefully we stay alive and what just happened doesn't happen again. So, sorry about that. Anyway, we have this header file always open in a split. I kind of wish that the helix splits, you could resize the splits, but I don't think that you can, unfortunately. That would be pretty awesome, but I think you need to do some window managing to do that. Anyway, so I think that we always want just one function for these. Saw a few issues open about that on their GitHub. Yeah. Oh, well, nice of you to join us, Arya. I thought that you just, you kind of got your wish for a really short stream. So I'm really happy that you came back, but I wasn't really expecting it, to be 100% honest with you. But yeah, thanks for joining. I'm just joking, obviously. Just having a bit of a bit, Okay. So this is how this is going to look, right? We do GL active texture 0 plus the text unit this is the value 100%, right? This is the val dot I, right? Then we use the location and the text unit. That's how the call looks. We also have to, and then we do that. That's how that looks. I think that I'm doing this correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think that this is how you do it, and you always want these to be pointers. I'm like 99% sure. So this actually isn't going to be this. This is going to be data, and then we're going to cast it to int. Hopefully the YouTube algorithm doesn't get mad at me because I did this. Because my stream crashed. That would suck. That would really, really, really suck. Or maybe it'll boost us, Maybe it'll boost us. Why is this mad at me? Previous case defined here. Previous case defined there. Oh, I see. I see what's going on. Yeah, it's just going to be this, and then this again for 3D. The same thing. Okay, I think that that's actually pretty much it. Unless you have an int vector, which we actually don't pass those. We actually need matrices next. I forgot about that. Well, I think I know I just restarted the stream, but unfortunately, my coffee actually finished about 5 minutes ago, so I have to. I mean, I'm just gonna be gone for like actually 5 seconds here, but I'm still gonna put up. Okay, I'm back. Very surprised that the cat stopped bullying me today. He was really, really, really in a playful mood this morning. I actually recorded this video. I don't know if I'm actually going to post it, but it was just me talking for 3 minutes about something. I had this, I guess it's like a motivational video. I don't know. Maybe not motivational. I don't really know what to call it. It's kind of just me, me saying that I kind of want people to do great things. Maybe I won't post it, but believe it or not, I just don't think that people actually want to hear stuff like that. At least the last time I posted that one, well, the day that I posted my last devlog or whatever, I actually lost subscribers. And I guess I would have to guess that had something to do with the thing that I said at the end. I guess people did not enjoy it, which, you know, is what it is, I guess, you know. Yes. Oh, does this always have to be a pointer? We can't just... so I wonder if there's even a point. I am live, right? I'm not, like, dead again in the water. Let me check. I believe I am live. Okay, that's good. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me. Just making sure that I don't do the thing again. I think every time I call uniform matrix, yeah, you are just permanently passing pointers. I think that's the way to do it. What is this GL false again? It's the count, the transpose. Oh god. I mean, the way to do this properly, right, is to set up a, well, we never do things properly, but the proper way to do this would be to set up a struct here, or actually it would be here. Like something like this, right? And then this would have let me just see exactly what it is in the signature. GL boolean, GL size I, and then the float pointer. Okay, so oh well, this yeah, well, this gets annoying then. The annoying thing about this is that I'm gonna have to malloc and free this struct, which is annoying, to say the least. I'm listening to Pygmalion. I know that the bitrate or resolution kind of makes it hard to see, especially when the thing doesn't show up. So GL boolean, I just literally forgot what this is, a transpose. I never use this, so I'd have to look up the documentation even on what that does. Well, let's just, you kind of want to have a uniform value inside of it. Hey taxi driver, this is actually my garden that I stream in. So 100% real. It's gonna start heavy raining at about, I'd have to look at the time. I think it was about 6 that it was going to start raining. Yeah, so maybe another 30-40 minutes. This is kind of like calm before the storm sort of thing. crazy. I think it's a bit of a niche, you know, the calm streaming type of thing. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way that I could make this, make it possible for you to do matrices of different types, but there's no way without making a tagged union, which, as we know, is not performant. So I don't want a tagged union. Yeah, that's kind of frustrating, actually, because you'd literally just need different structs, right? And then you'd have a mat3 inline here. Yeah, there's no way around it. Actually, yeah, this is actually fine. Because this, you just bring up here, right? And then this just replaces this. So this is actually just... Hey, what's up, Dexter? How are you doing? Yeah, you're probably saying right now, like, why don't you just do a union here with all the different types? And you could do that, but then you would need a tagged union. So, and we would need an if statement during runtime to check that, and I'm trying to avoid that. So that's what this is going to be. Doing good? Okay, that's great. I'm doing good too. Gonna be another rainy day here soon. Hopefully it's not one of those thunderstormy things. Okay, so this is going to take an eval, and then let me bring up the... Oh, let me make sure to name this correctly. Yeah, Carrie, so that's what I just thought. That's what I just thought about. So we could have a tagged union, right? We could do it right here, right? We could have a union here that says mat3, m3. You know, we could do this, right? Right? The issue is that we would still need a type here to check during runtime. You need an if else or a switch case. So there's no way around that. Even if you make another struct here, you would still need it. So actually, like rainy and gloomy days, best weather, stay home. Yeah, I love rain. I also like thought, can you have a union inside of a union that's... Ooh. Those two alone, yeah, I agree with that. Okay, yeah, I'll do that totally. Yeah, I'll do that totally. But isn't this a thing? Can I do this? Does this actually do anything for us though? No. Wait, but then you just end up... Oh, well, you would just end up with... Is this what you'd end up with? Right? Am I onto something here with this union inside of a union though? Because we're always gonna have the correct one based on the... No, I don't think that this does anything. This doesn't do anything. This doesn't do anything. No, I'm thinking way too hard about this. Yeah, it's this. Yeah, you're right, Carrie. Union inside of a union, you can't account transpose in. Yeah, I was literally like, yeah, I figured that out, and it is kind of annoying to make all these different types now. I really don't like it, but it is. It is, you know. We would be able to get away with it if we had a giant UBO like I discussed earlier. If you want to do that for me, I'd be very appreciative. Just kidding. Actually, this is always going to be a pointer. Wait. Actually... Yeah, I haven't used the UBO either. Or at least in the way that they use it. It's very, very complicated apparently. Yeah. It's very complicated the way Godot does it. Now I'm thinking, because you want these to also have pointers to a uniform, to a matrix that exists. And you also want to have them being able to be a part of the struct. You would end up with a union here. You'd end up with a union here, right? And then the function that we bind is going to just use the data in the way that we do it. Why is that? So this matrix 3, right? The idea is to save one layer of indirection. So if I have it's like very minimal performance gains, but we have it here too. We have two different functions, right? So we have one that's a pointer to data, that is dynamic data that changes, and then we cast and then dereference that pointer, but we also have a function where we just pass the value that's on the struct itself, right? the idea is that you save that dereference during runtime by keeping the data on the struct. And we still, oh, actually with matrices it doesn't even matter, does it? Because you're always passing a pointer. By the way, what is it I work on? I work on, so this is a game engine, a 3D game engine. Shaders in C? I don't do shaders in C. I use GLSL like everybody else. You know? Casting and dereferencing, it does. It has like, it's one CPU instruction. It's one CPU instruction. But I mean, all of this is pointless, to be honest. But yeah, so let's just do this, because at the end of the day, it's... Oh. No. No, you do want it, because you do want... My idea is that you want some static, some ability to have values that are static. So, for example, when you bind a... When you call this for the matrix, we're gonna go m3 dot m3 equals the mat3 data. So we're copying this struct here. The reason why we're copying it is because it doesn't change. So it's one less like CPU instruction. But yeah, dereferencing a pointer, I think it's just an instruction, you know. So the varying then is going to be the one with the float pointer. So in that case, we are passing... Yeah, it is the most negligible thing ever, yeah. It is a very, very negligible thing. But I also like to make my programs as convoluted and stupid as possible. Yeah, it is. It is a very, very fast thing. It's super negligible, but I like to avoid dereferences as much as possible just to get that little bit of performance out. It is just kind of my own thing, though, that most people wouldn't care. That's what makes me a very, very unique person. Mat3 instead of const GL float. Oh, sorry. Right. So we can't use this typing. Then we have to use a float. Right? I'm not being dumb here. Wait, no, I am being dumb. Great things do come from obsession, and sometimes there is a caveat, which is very true. I think that this is fine. I think that this is fine. Wait, no, this is the one that was supposed to have the... Yeah, this is the one that's... Oh, that was funny. Okay, so this one is the one where we are passing the pointer. So this is going to be just data. I have this kind of idea that like maybe somebody would want to make a uniform that doesn't change, and so that's why you would call that. Though the use case is pretty pointless. I actually have to mem copy here. Yeah, if I wasn't such an obsessed person, then I definitely wouldn't have gotten this far or probably made a game engine. I think it takes a certain type of crazy person. We have to copy 16 here. And this is... Still better than work. Yeah. I am dragging this out as long as possible so that I don't have to look at that again. All the UI stuff. Okay, so this looks good. I think that this is all of our types. Ooh, yeah, we forgot to do arrays. So that's going to be the last thing, is doing the sampler arrays. Oh, it's really, really quiet, and the air is really, really still. It is definitely going to rain in a minute here. So, hope you guys are excited for that. Let's figure out how to do this again. Is it any different? No, you're just calling this differently. But we do have to make different function here. There isn't really a really good way to there isn't really a good naming convention anymore on these. Okay, let me it should be the exact same thing. Wait, do we not? No, yes, we do. Yes, yes, yes. It's exactly the same. You know what I'm realizing now? Is that we could have put all of the texture binds on one single thing and then just had a GL enum here that just stores the target and not had 3 different functions that do it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, but then I have to have another struct. I don't know if I want to do that. Not really sure about that. Ah, fine, we'll do it. I just had a minute. Am I going crazy or GL texture? val.s.target and val.s.data. Text ID. And we can get rid of all of these. Why is this mad at me? Oh. Just these. Okay. Am I stupid here? Can't you have a 3D array? I feel like you can. I feel like I even have that. Maybe not. look at the documentation about that, but yeah, I guess not. I feel like that was a thing. Maybe. Okay. I think that this is the efficient way to do this. So now we have to change our binding calls, but yeah. We have to change these calls maybe? Oh. Right, we have to have a boolean now at the end of all of these calls, so I think we are going to do some MLG some MLG helix stuff right now. Hopefully we can pull it off. Let's go all the way down. We are going to enter. Okay. Go back to, comma, true. Okay, now we have to check for which ones are actually dynamic. I'm pretty sure most of them are, like 90% of them should be dynamic. Obviously these are all globals. That's dynamic. That's, ooh. This should be false. So if I make this false, what this does is it takes this pointer and then it goes into the function and then it copies the value rather than another way that you could just do this is float fixed range equals 4.0f, and then you could just pass the pointer to this float, and now we don't have to have that in our globals anymore because it's kind of a useless value, right? So that's kind of cool. All of these can change, so I do have this twice. Hopefully, let me actually take a look here at that. I feel like it's gonna rain really hard actually, because it is very, very quiet. Very, very quiet. We can also do it here, so all of this looks good. This looks good. All the birds are anxious too. You hear them before a storm every time they start kind of talking to each other. You ever notice that? I wonder what they talk about. All of this looks good. This was something that I also had an idea about, the texel width, but actually it's not that. It's It's the blur shader. Let me go to where I do the blur shader. Oh, thanks, Mohammed. It's pretty divisive. Some people come in here and then hate the font. They're like, how can you read that font? But you can do exclamation point font in the chat if you're interested in trying it yourself. I love this font. Or theme if you want the theme. Wow, I didn't know he said that. I love his films though. I saw what's the name of the one that was like that half documentary? I think I saw it at IFC Center in New York a few years ago. What's up, Marks? How are you doing? This is Helix, actually. It's very similar to Vim. Very, very similar. It's kind of a it's kind of like Cocoon, I think is the name of the editor, and Vim kind of together. So you have like a lot of selection things going on. I have to find this blur shader. This is where it is. So I was thinking we just make 2 of these and just copy the shader twice. What's up, Albert? How are you doing? We are about to get rained on in a second here. I forget which one is horizontal and which one is which one is horizontal and which one is vertical, so we're just gonna call them blur 1 and blur 2. Thing 1 and thing 2. Oh gosh. I wrote down Blur 2 and I started humming song 2 by Blur in my head. Actually, that kind of makes me want to listen to Blur right now. So that's what I'm going to listen to. Haven't changed the music since we pretty much started stream, so this album is a very good album, by the way. Love this album. One of my favorite songs of all time is on this album, Caramel. Yeah, Warner is over 70 films. I didn't know he had that many. I think I've only seen a couple. Believe it or not, I'm a pretty big film guy, but I actually haven't seen a lot of Herzog films. Which I know it sounds like I'm a poser now. It's interesting because I should have had utextile size here. But I guess I forgot to put it here, so. This is... I've been putting these as floats, yeah. So this is the width. I think that I actually messed this up inside of the shader, which is why we were having those bugs earlier. So it's something that I have to the story behind this Blur album is actually pretty interesting. I'm like 99% sure that this this record is about them and their struggles with heroin. I think it's a great record. I will never forgive them though for that interview that they had with Nardwar. If you've seen it, it's a very depressing video. What's it called again? This is 13, by blur. So I think that we can just do a vec2 here. And then we're just going to pass this pointer in, and if I did all of this correctly, then this should, and then you put false here, and then it just passes that by value, hopefully. That is correct. Yeah, should just dereference and copy it. Okay. And then the sampler is the last one. Yeah, I put down here ping pong color text and render uniforms, but doing that during render time just doesn't make any sense, now that I realize. Is it the 5 seconds you listen to? I think it's good. That's great. Yeah, I think that Caramel is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's like this really, really loud, kind of depressing song, but I think it's a great song. Alright, so now we just, this is exactly the same thing for Blur 2, except the direction is switched and the texture is bloom ping new FBO. Yeah. And this is also the height. Okay. Okay, that's correct. And then the last one was that. I think that that's just correct. Okay. Hey, what's up, Dadarj? How are you doing? We're about to get rained on here, I'm afraid, but I'm doing good. This needs to go in the header file now and replace the old. We really shouldn't put all of these in the, there's really no point actually. What we should really just do is just move that into the file. Pretty fine, that's great. Alright. I'm pretty sure that this is correct. So let's just move all of this inside that just to be neat. There's no reason for it to not just be its own function. Working on making a GLaDOS a real thing, really? Is it like artificial intelligence? That's crazy. Went for a break and found you doing whatever you're doing. I'm sure it's interesting. Yeah, with her actual voice effects and whatnot. Wow, that's awesome. I love Portal. I remember playing Portal on the old, what was it called? Orange Box when it came out. I love Portal 2 as well, yeah. Both of the games are kind of like just masterpieces. I don't really trust them to make a third one, but Yeah. Like how your code is organized. Oh, thank you. I think it's a mess, personally. But I appreciate that. Okay, so we're just gonna have initialize default shaders be the thing. Oh, really? You thought Portal 2 is... You thought people hated Portal 2? Everybody loves Portal 2. What are my thoughts on AI? Where do I use it in my work? My thoughts on AI are pretty... I agree with Linus Torvalds' opinion on it. I think that there's a lot of hype surrounding it. There is always hype surrounding so many things, like crypto and NFTs, and what happened to NFTs, you know? It's the new craze, it's the hottest thing that everybody's talking about, but it's just going to become, in my opinion, we don't really know where it's going to plateau at, if that makes sense, you know? So, as far as where I use it in my work, I do use LLMs when I'm very confused on something and I can't find resources. But yeah, I definitely, using it in a code base this big where I've got over 20,000 lines is impossible, obviously, in terms of like it actually writing code. So yeah, Portal 2 is awesome. Portal 1 is also great. I also got into like Portal 1 speedrunning. Portal 1 is a great speedrun game if you don't know about it. It's like probably one of the greatest speedrun games of all time. I was really into speedrunning when I was a teenager. I used to speedrun Dark Souls and stuff. Alright, so now that we have that, our default shaders, let me check this out. That, we should just comment that out because we aren't actually using that. What am I doing right now? I'm doing this right now. This is my to-do list for this refactor. I'm working on making the rendering pipeline of my engine arbitrary in terms of geometry, UI. It's all going to be material based. So the idea is we have these structures called render groups, right? Which have a now generic vertex buffer inside of it, and we're just going to for loop inside of the groups, and they all have inside of them structures that have all of their draw data, and so everything should be automated after we finish the refactor. But obviously we have a lot of stuff that we actually, I should just check this list to see what we need to do next. So create the function that loops through a uniform array and then binds them for the current draw call based on that data. Yeah, so I still have to do that. That's not that bad. We have to do some like deep dive into our geometry and make sure that we're assigning material IDs properly before we compile, obviously. But yeah, it's a pretty difficult. We've been working on this refactor for like 3 streams already. Yeah, I think that all of this is done. Do I have any visuals yet? Yeah, I do. Let me see. I'm not even going to try to compile because we're probably going to get some errors, but I just let's see if we can get some visuals. So this is what the engine looks like. There are some bugs because we've been working on it, But all those kind of glitchy effects, you can get rid of them if you don't like them by turning on mip mapping. I know some people don't like it. So you can have the low res look. We also have a resolution button, of course. Right, so what the engine looks like. There is this like buggy kind of glitching with the light that I've been noticing. But we have wall running, beopping. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty laggy actually on the stream, but it isn't actually that laggy, trust me. That's just because I'm desktop capturing it. Anyway, I have to figure out what this kind of glitchy type of flickering is about. We have been kind of playing with things. It's the bloom. It's the bloom, isn't it? Okay, so something in the bloom paths. It's supposed to be X11 sway. This is actually i3 and X11. Yeah, the idea was kind of PS1 with it. And also get like bit depth going down. We've got a lot of features in it. I've actually made a bunch of devlogs on it and all that. So we have like a full triangle editing thing where we can edit the position of and you know the textures of all the triangles and stuff. Is this supposed to be out? There we go. Ooh, very nice. I'm planning on making something similar in Odin using WGPU. That's awesome. Well, anyway, that's what the engine looks like. But yeah, we are working on refactoring it so that all of our draw passes aren't just because currently our draw passes are all kind of hard coded, right? So we have post-process shader, pass our uniforms. So the idea is, you know, to become a proper engine, we have to be user facing. So we're trying to do that. It's not easy though. It's not easy at all. We should actually add something. I just realized we need to add something onto this list. We have to add add generic data packing to all draw buffers. Move all vertex types into the generic UNT. You can tell that I'm a programmer that I put a semicolon at the end of my sentence. All right, peace out, Mohammed. Thanks for stopping by. By the way, I might try Wayland or a compositor just to see if the flickering. Oh no, it's completely within the engine. It's the bloom pass that I have a bug in right now. What horror games would I recommend? Relatively new to the genre. That's a good question. What horror games inspire me? I'm a big fan of psychological horror. One of my favorite games isn't technically a horror game per se, but it's a psychological, psychedelic, experimental itch.io game called Hypnagogia. It's actually where my profile picture is from. I kind of have been thinking about changing it since it is not my game, but yeah, I love that game. It's just pretty much a walking simulator, but it's like kind of this trippy descent into hell and like depression. But it's also a very comforting experience. I think it's an amazing game. I highly recommend it. It's basically like the developer made it based on his own dream journal. I also obviously recommend kind of the classics like Penumbra Amnesia: The Dark Descent, all great games. What's the name again? Hypnagogia. I can give you the link to it as well. I think it's a fantastic game, and it's super underrated. He also made a this game, by the way, is completely free. It's by Soda Raptor, but he also made a sequel to it that is something that you can pay for on Steam, I believe. So I'm just going to link that to you real quick. There you go. All right. So, I was like game dev, however, I never knew from where to start. Eventually, I learned GL by applying shaders. Yeah, I learned OpenGL just by working on my other projects. I wanted kind of graphical user interfaces, so it was kind of the most efficient thing that I could implement. Okay. Okay, so we have what was this called? Resolve default map materials. You maintain fabric? Oh, in Minecraft? Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So this just does the geometry. We also need to do the UI. How do I do the UI? That's a good question. I have to pretty much upend the entire UI drawing. Oh, the widgets framework. Oh, really? I'm not familiar actually, but I am kind of ignorant when it comes to that. Add UI element to draw buffer. Good question, actually. This is kind of difficult. It's gonna have to be when we create a new UI element. So we have to go down here to our... Oh gosh, this is frustrating actually. Initialize default UI. Let me see where I set up my default materials, because I need to make sure that I made one for the UI. I didn't. Okay. How do I handle HUD/UI Cairo? For the game engine, I made it myself. Just OpenGL. That's what that this 4,000 line file is. Yeah, we started it about 2 weeks ago on stream, and that's what we've been streaming for the past few weeks, is my own UI system with all of the pain that came with. Yeah, I definitely wanted my own solution for all of that. Let me see what the... Oh gosh, what am I doing? Let me go to the UI pass and see what the... So we have blend on and no depth testing. Maintaining that would be like hell. What's the motivation behind a custom solution? I want my engine to kind of be like a playground to make things in. In my UI system, you can make shapes of any with any points, any polygon shape, anything that you can really dream of, and script it the way you want it to behave, modulating every point based on either hover action or no action. And my motivation behind that was, I don't know, I have kind of a dream for kind of an engine where people would just open it up and make cool things and not be restricted by the software. I guess that's my motivation. All right. I think that this is cool. Oh, I hit the mic, sorry. It's just going to be the default UI. And then we need one for text. Then I think that that's actually all of our default materials done. Let me make sure that I think that everything is the same for the text, but it is a different material technically because it's a different layout, yeah, and it's a different everything. Okay, let's make sure that we change this though. Texture ID for this. Yeah, we don't actually have a texture ID for that, but we're just gonna... I think we're hard coding that, actually. If I'm correct. Oh, interesting. I didn't. I think this probably needs to be... What do you mean by dynamic arrays? Do you mean like a kind of vector sort of thing? That's what all of these lovely things are. These are all dynamic arrays. Yeah. With a count and a capacity, it's basically a vector. Just and I guess I could just have this with, you know, any type, but I think that technically, that is an extra instruction, right? You know, I was thinking of just making this a tagged union, but I think that it's an extra CPU instruction to check the type and cast. So that's why I made them all separate. At least that's what I've heard, is that you're supposed to make them separate. Okay, let's make it let's make that global then. Just for now, let's make the font texture global. Let's just extern it if we're also externing that. We have to change that eventually. So how's the rasterizer coming on along? How's it going? Okay. So every time. So at the beginning of this, I have to why do I need to pass that? Oh, does this not actually give the index? Did I forget to put this on the struct? I think I did. Where do I want to put it? Yeah, whenever we create a new UI element, we are... Actually, let's just... Oh. This is actually quite not performant. Huh. quite not performant, yeah. Quite not. We'd always keep an array of the default material IDs, I guess, as a global later, and so we don't have to linearly search. Just so that when we create a new UI element, we don't have to search for the ID. But yeah, this material ID needs to equal the search for material UI. I feel like, okay, so this is where things get difficult. Hey, what's up to Darsh? Welcome back. This is where it gets difficult. Popcorn? Oh, that's great, yeah. Alright, let's put this in the header file. Then oh, are you kidding me? I didn't put pointers to any of these? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. To do some more MLG, well, not like that. I'm very, very confused why it hasn't started raining yet. Ooh. Aria, what is the frog saying? It is, oh, I hope that I did this correctly. Oh, hold on. It is about 6:40 p.m. Says there's not enough rain for their liking. You ignored me earlier. How's the how's the rasterizer going? Or is it going that bad? Just kidding. Alright. So that's fixed. It sounds like rain outside. And it's going horribly. I've been fighting with pointers all day. Oh no. That's a bummer. Is there anything that I can help with? RUF sanitizing. The graphics engine itself is fine. Working on the gizmos. It keeps messing up. Love pointers that point to pointers. Well then you'd love my engine. It's full of them. Okay. So, now that we have this set up, now we have to systematically go through it. Ooh. I'm letting him say what he needs to say. Now I have to go to every time we add, is it append cold try to draw buffer? I'm 90% sure that this is the only place that we do it. He's got a lot to say, huh? Yeah. I think it's because you can talk to frogs. He knows that he's got an audience now. Yeah, this is the thing, is that this this function at text arrays array index.alpha text array index, oh gosh, array index. So the way this is going to look, right, is you're gonna have we aren't going to actually do this. We're gonna have a uint 32t material equals the try material try. There is no material ID. Okay. Oh gosh, my cat woke up. That's the worst. Alright, peace out, the Darsh. Thanks for stopping by. So we need to index this with the material. This is going to be the well, I guess we should let's just take it one step at a time just to see what this is going to look like. Peace out. Globals dot materials. This should be it. No, this is not it. It's the dot draw buffers. Okay. How long have I been making things in C? Not very long, maybe a year. I've kind of jumped around from language to language. I started with Java about 8 years ago. Wait. Hold on, we can just go generic vertex pointer vert equals the draw buffers indexed by the material. Ah, dot buffer. Okay. Now things get a bit hairy. So So instead of doing this, what we're gonna have instead is we are going to instead of setting just a vertex attribute, we're gonna set the entire thing. I think is the efficient way to do this. Yeah. Instead of set vertex attribute, what we're gonna do is not that. We're going to set not set. We are going to append draw buffer. The idea here is that we have all of this stuff. Sure, we have all of this stuff. We will use the first vertex attribute, and instead we will have a size t, byte size, and now we can memcopy giant chunks of data onto the draw buffer. Yeah, I'm back. Just spent an hour or two helping somebody rice their Linux. Oh, sick. Why did stream die? I'm not actually sure. My computer just like froze for a second, and then I thought I was still live, but I wasn't. So I don't really know what happened. Apparently something with my GPU, thanks to Microsoft being a jerk. Because this is a Microsoft laptop. How have I been preventing resource leaks? What do you mean? Memory leaks? By remembering to free my data. For example, in my UI callbacks, I have optional free callback functions that free all the data. So that's an example of that. Schedule, yeah. Yeah, they tried to get me. They tried to get me. Okay, so we have our generic vertex, vert. We need to remember how we were going to connect from the vertex buffer to here, to our vertex layouts. I think it's a global as well. So let's just write it out for now. This is to get the vertex layout. We need the it's globals dot no, it's not. It's, I think it's bindings dot buffer, and then we index it by the vert VAO index. I'm like 90% sure that that was how this is supposed to go. Or maybe not. I know that this is correct, but now I'm thinking, is this actually I'm supposed to index that? I can't really remember if we were going. I thought that. No, it isn't that. It's the render key that we're supposed to index into. I wonder though. Oh, it's windy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is this gonna be another dangerous little thing? Oh, this song is so amazing. I love this song. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if we even need a render key anymore. Because now all of our VAO layouts are unique as well. So a material is now defined by the name, the shader, the texture, and the layout. And so therefore, we don't really have a need for this, do we? I don't think we do. I think that this is how you do it. And we do index these by material ID. But where am I gonna have to refactor that? I don't even know how to look for that. That is probably in this resolve. I just went all the way around. In search for material. This goes straight to material definition. So we have initialized default materials, but I don't think I have a, I don't think I made a function that kind of spawns our default render groups, which I think is what I was planning on doing, but then I forgot. Oh no, generate render keys, that's what it is. I'm pretty sure that we can just go straight to the buffer with this. I need to make a new function though. Let's put this, no, let's put this here. We have to make a search function, search for, we can put this at the bottom with the other search. I'm pretty sure that this other search is at the bottom. It's just a linear string compare. We're gonna do the same exact thing with we actually just want a search for VAO index. Resizable vertex layouts, and layouts, return this actually it's just this, right? My jump list is messed up. No. Did I not make the actual render groups yet? I have to move my mic. Sorry. I think this just gets replaced, just straight up. Resizable generic vertex. Actually, that isn't. Resizable generic vertex, that should be resizable render groups. Okay. The layers of abstraction at this point are pretty complex, but let me see here. So all of this is going to change. Keys changes to that should be the same exact thing. We're going to change the name of that variable to group count, of course. Okay. We also need in here, what I was going to do is group VAO index equals search for... Oh right, I have to put that in the header file, my bad. Oh, we should do the same error checking here. What am I doing? Oh, right. That's fine. It's fine because we have this group count thing going on. Okay. Oh yeah, we should also... Okay, let's... Oh gosh, where is it? Okay, so we're always going to set the render groups count will equal the group count to make sure that they're all valid. Okay. Wow, this song is also really good. I haven't heard this song in a very long time. Alright. Amazing chord progression on this song, jeez. Okay, so now we have our generate render keys. This is generate render groups now. We're just cutting straight to the groups. We have to defer our UI. Init UI callbacks. Where do I do the UI? Where's my init default UI? Oh, it's here. So we absolutely have to do this after here. Oh, I can't believe it hasn't started raining yet. I was kind of looking forward to it, to be honest. Oh, yeah. Let's make sure that we do that. Let's make sure that every material is pointing to this ID. Defs buffer I. Oh, I do this group count. Okay. So our default render groups should always be working then. So resolve default map materials, finds the definition, sets the triangle to the definition ID. This is really slow though, of course. Very, very, very slow. I wonder if instead we don't do it by string, you know what I mean? Like linearly searching for strings on map load is really not great. But I mean, this is yeah, it's not great. Like even if we are deserializing, we're always going to be searching for the string rather than some sort of index. Yeah, that's something that we got to think about then. It's maybe we can keep materials. Oh gosh, that's annoying. We can keep materials having a name, but you probably just want an index into their own array so that you can assign them fast. Okay, we looped this album. We did. What to listen to? 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 I got no clue what to listen to, so usually I just put on Big Star then. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what that's gonna have to be then. Oh gosh. Okay. Well. Okay. That's very... I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. uh... Where was I? Uh... I think I was in here, right? Oh, yeah, of course I was in here. I didn't put it in the header file. Classic. Now when I create the default materials, I also have to assign them with a UID. I guess we just keep the index for now. But yeah, later we're gonna have to have that be a okay. What I'm gonna do here before I forget is we have to put inside of our global struct here, before I forget, very important, here is a so that whenever we make a new material, we always assign a new UID. Okay. Man. Okay. We don't actually have to do this here. We can still search for material like that because this is just our, actually, yeah, we should probably just like do it like that. I wonder if any of this is going to work. That's a really, really, really good question. We didn't put in this our default ceiling, did we? Wait, hold on. Sky, floor. Yeah, we didn't do it with the ceiling. For anybody wondering why I'm hard coding all of this, it's because I don't have a default JSON that I wrote by hand, because all of the enums that need to be generated all have very random values, so I'm just doing this for the debug map just to test stuff out. Right, I wanted to find the texture pool. This is 2. This is 3. Okay. I was trying to get some rain happening, but I don't know if that's gonna happen today. Okay. What was I gonna do? Alright, we were gonna go back to here and change the appending. We were in the middle of doing this before we got sidetracked. Yeah, so that should now be correct. Okay. Let me look at the struct here, just to make sure that we're doing this completely correctly. Okay. Actually, this is wrong. This is not a... Why is this not giving me an error? Did I mess this up? Oh. Yeah, that should definitely be that. So once we have the group, I'm actually pretty interested because this generic vertex was apparently had a VAO index inside of it, which it should not. Yeah. Maybe it should, I don't know. We'll leave it for now. We just gotta make sure that we're using the right VAO index every time, and that's the render group one, because that's the one that I set up. Why do I even have this? My idea is this, right? So you get the group. I have to figure out how I'm going to resize this, though. I don't really understand how to resize a byte buffer properly when we're working with all this pointer arithmetic. So that's difficult. Let me get back down here. Okay. So we index that by the... I think that we don't care about anything else here. We just want the vert. Resizable generic vertex pointer vert. Oh, but we need this VAO index. Okay, never mind. I take it back. I take it back. We're not gonna have any of this anymore. We still have to resize it though somehow. Let's just try to do this. We have to calculate how much data this is actually. Before we send it. We could literally, I mean, this is kind of janky, but yeah, size t bytes equals the size of this, right? Yeah, Tutu, I actually have a command. You can do exclamation point font and exclamation point theme to get the all that stuff. So it's going to be vertex times 3. I kind of just want to figure out. I know that we can do this, but I want to make sure that we have a way to actually get this from the VAO itself. So if we want to get that, we have to find the VAO. This is ridiculously complicated actually. So we're gonna have a vertex layout, pointer layout is going to equal the globals dot bindings dot buffer indexed by the group VAO index. I think that this is it. Yo, what's up, Bazix? 5 a.m. here. It's about 7:30 here. This might just give me the raw bytes. I have to look up what this is. But I just wanted the automated way to get the and then for a triangle, we would multiply this times 3 to pass it all. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically making a way to add a triangle, to draw a triangle onto the screen, but in a generic way, where our VAO layout is, we're gonna send this all in one go to the buffer. It is kind of complicated though. Let me make sure that this is the correct value though. Vertex size equals stride. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. No VAO, but a default 1GL core, and then use vertex pulling. Yeah, I've heard about vertex pulling, but I have kind of my own implementation here with a uint8t byte buffer that users can make their own generic vertices with. Stuff your vertices into an SSPO. Yeah, I'm aware. I don't use all of the newer OpenGL features because I'm trying to be backwards compatible, so I don't have bindless textures or any of that. But yeah, I eventually maybe want to make maybe an engine that uses those features. 330 core? No, I use 430 core, but I don't use all of the features of 430 core. I have an option, or I'm planning on implementing an option to completely not use compute shaders at all. Why is this mad at me? Oh, I had a pointer here. So it's going to be plus bytes. If we go over the capacity, then we have to reallocate. Actually, we don't actually have a size of. We need that vertex size actually. So we need to store that, so. Is this actually correct? It might just be the capacity here. I'm not really used to working with byte buffers like this, but I think that this is not a thing. Yeah, I don't think that that's actually a thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now we have to yeah, the thing is to make like a struct to do this, which is what I was thinking, like to make a struct with all of this laid out in it to do this. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to do this with the least amount of CPU cycles as possible. So I want to stuff all of this data into one buffer and then simply mem copy it, appending it to the other buffer. Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do, is I'm just gonna make a struct that does it, but yeah. My kind of question is, like, the whole idea with these generic buffers is that users would be able to do it, so I'm trying to, so I want a buffer per attribute. No. I'm trying to get it as kind of yeah. For now, I'd say that we just make a struct for it. This is a mess. This is a mess. I'm just gonna put it here though. Actually, let's just put it... I'm going to put it... here. This is actually quite annoying because I have to write all of this out. It's actually interesting why we have multiple UVs. I think that there's a reason for that. Oh yeah, these are the light map UV. Now what? We just do this 3 times? Is this the most efficient way to do this? Is to literally make a struct that's this? Or am I thinking way too hard about this and I should just mem copy 3 times? No. Here's what you do. Here's what you do is that you just have this. I don't know, like this, and then you have the thing is, you still have to have 3 cycles to fill up those structs, though. So, I'm like, yeah, there's literally no point in doing that, I think. Okay, you know what? Yeah, you know what, it does end up just being... This is our... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think this is the way we're just gonna do it. It's not the most efficient way, I don't think, but right? It's basically exactly what we had. But I feel like this is just what it has to be. I was thinking about this so hard. When it's like just a small optimization, it should not matter. Okay. So we're not doing this anymore. So now we're passing vertices. What's the name of this function that I made earlier? Append draw buffer. So this takes the buffer, which is, how do we get that? That's the vert.buffer. Let me look at this for reference, just so that I make sure that I'm doing this right. The vertex index times the stride, so that's which index this is. I think that my counter is just based in bytes though. I think that vert counter, this is bytes. So it would just be without the stride. I'm like pretty sure. And the attribute, the attribute is always going to be, it's going to be layout attribs 0. I have to give a pointer to that, yeah. And the data is going to be vertices. That's also a pointer. And then the byte size that we calculated is bytes. And we calculated up there. The issue is this vert count, actually. I'm very... Yeah, I don't think I have to look at the struct, because I don't think I really solidified how I was going to index this or resize this. I just have the buffer, I just have a count, and I just have a capacity. And this count is not a vertex count, because the way I'm doing it is I'm adding count plus bytes. We aren't multiplying it times anything. What do you prog? A game or what? This is a game engine in C. 3D game engine. Got a bunch of videos on it. But what's up? How are you doing? So I can technically get it right by doing layout, vertex size. I think that this would get that, but I wonder if I just want to change this function to not do this. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, this should give me the exact index. But we're just multiplying it times the stride again. So that is what we're going to do now. And giving this should always have an offset of 0. Okay, so that now should, if I did all this correctly, this should I wonder if you want to pass up this as a pointer. Oh, no. I studied C++, I left it, and I started C language. My goal is low-level games, game engine OS. What do you think? I think it's great. Unsigned long to parameter of size T. Oh, it's the header file. I had a moment there. I think it's great. Hey, I'm not going to tell you to not. That's exactly what I do. I love C. I think it's kind of a perfect language. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's change this. No, let's not do this. Let's just call this yeah. Let's just keep it separate because you kind of want that to be C++ is easy for you, really? C++ is hard for me. Find it very, very confusing and a very big language. Okay. God, it's been so long since I wrote these comments. They're pretty funny. We should just remake this completely. This should honestly, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's actually just forget about what I just did. Let's put this in here. And keep this just so that we don't run into a bunch of errors all the time. So this is going to be, we should take size t bytes, and a size t offset. And we'll just mem set something to 0 here. I'm doing this correctly, right? Hopefully. I think I'm doing that correct. We're not going to bother shifting it for now. I think I have to do the same thing with all of the, oh gosh, these little rubber pads on my glasses. And every few weeks they start falling off, and now I guess it's happening again. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a whole other... Oh boy. Oh boy. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be very, very, very fun. Actually, it's not that bad, right? So... let's move over here and find out. It's gonna be this. Should just be this. Okay. How do we get the material? Try material ID. Yeah, it's gonna be the same thing here. Except this is the element material ID. Okay. We index the render group. We get this. Get the layout. This is the kind of reallocation pattern, and so I should probably make this a function. Yeah, I should probably make this a function. What is this going to take? It's going to take a resizable generic buffer. With a byte count. Okay. generic vertex. Yeah, we'll just always calculate that beforehand. Okay, let's put it in the header file. All right. What did we have in this? This was this. This was this. Okay. Oh gosh, it's all of this arithmetic. Oh gosh. Yeah, adapting this is gonna be really hard. Really, really hard. Oh gosh. That's hard. Yeah. Yeah, this pattern was something that was already pretty difficult. And this all needs to get changed. That's difficult. Yeah, the start and the end are now going to be in bytes. So, technically, I kind of wonder. I wonder if we just. This becomes this. Right? We just. I think that this is what it is. I thought that it was supposed to rain. Rainy conditions from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. with a thunderstorm expected at 10. Oh. Arya, can you stay awake for that long? I think I'm going to take a bathroom break. Probably not. It's 2 a.m. where I am. Yeah. Those are quitter words, Arya. Yeah, I'm sorry. I always make you stay up late. I'm sorry. I kind of don't want to call it because I'm kind of in a working, you know. Being overworked. You don't have to always stay here, Arya. I feel bad. I feel bad. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to always feel obligated to stay. Actually, no, you don't have to make a struct. You going quiet there kind of makes me feel like you're mad at me, which I feel bad about. Oh, nice. That's great. What was the bug? Wait, where's the buffer though? It's vert. This vertex index isn't a vertex index. I have to make sure to change this. This is the offset in bytes. Realic was messing up your indices. Oh, really? How? How did that happen? Was it counter? I think it was current counter. And then current counter, you add the vertex. What's the name of this variable? vertex size. I was moving the memory around, but I was not updating the pointers to those addresses. Oh, interesting. Oh, you had an old pointer that was then getting reallocated. And then you had the dangling pointer. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's why you never reallocate. Why reallocate when you could just always have the correct size? Sounds like a skill issue to me, you know. No offense. That would never happen to me. Byte size. My bad, let me just predict the exact number of objects. So, yeah, exactly. They being the users, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a skill issue. I never reallocate in my program. I never reallocate. Oh, oh, get rid of this. You can't have reallocate in my... Just kidding. Never. Never. I actually think that I messed this up in here. I don't think... Yeah, I should not be passing a pointer. Oh, it's because I made that a struct. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why I made that a struct. I should have just made this a buffer. Like... I'm really mad that the rain never came. It's quite a bummer. I wonder if I should just... call it or keep going. I kind of want to keep going, but it is... I don't know how I'm gonna keep going without Arya. Yeah, I have no clue if this is actually working, if this is like the correct way of doing any of this. Yeah, that's alright. I think I might just, you know, start failing if you leave. I don't think I've ever streamed without you here, actually. So that would be... Or I think I did once. Resize generic vertex buffer with the current counter, but the current counter... There's a reason why I was doing it like this. I have no clue why I was doing it like that. Yeah, it's kind of like a really, really tough refactor because there's no point in which I can really like check my work with any of this. You did miss a stream, actually. It was late at night though. That's also a skill issue though. One, two, three. That's the same exact code. Yeah. Arya, I think I might have to cut your pay down to $50. I think that might just be what happens here. As in 50 cents or just a dollar bill cut in half. You make a good point. You make a good point. You make a good point. It should be the exact same. Yeah, I think I might have to make clickbait short form videos, you know? I think that might just have to be what we do. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I should show my face or not. I've been thinking about this recently, actually. I feel like it would be a lot easier to like make shorts out of my stream if I had a face cam. So I think I might actually do that. But I do need to get like an extra USB port. So Short videos of just explaining concepts to help people get started would probably be nice. Yeah. Yeah. I've got to like write a script out though. I really suck with stuff like that. But I should set aside like a day to work on that. I just wonder what the format is going to be. Like I already thought like, you know, I should just like sit here with like the mic in my hand and then like cut between the code, and I don't know. I thought of doing something like that. I think that might be what I do. I think I write I could do something like a visual explanation with something like Pinta and a few code examples overlaid. Yeah. Something simple like Pinta. I have to look at what that is, Pinta. What should my first short form video be on? Do you have anything in mind? MS Paint for Linux. Oh, so you think that I should absolutely not show my face under any circumstances? I understand. Understood. I thought that giving somebody like some like visual would be good. I feel like people like seeing a face cut between, like that's like the way people do it, is like, right? Or am I wrong about that? I feel like if I opened up a video and it was just like MS Paint drawing, I wouldn't like engage with it very much. Personally, you don't care as long as the content is good. Right. You can have your face cam above the content if it's YouTube Shorts format. Yeah, that's what I was that's what I was thinking about. That's what I was thinking about. I was also thinking about doing it for the stream though, because it would make things more clippable if I had a face cam. But then again, my streams aren't very clippable in general. But yeah, I have a webcam, I just don't have enough ports, so yeah, I might do that. What should my first short be about? Should it be about UVs, maybe? Since you were asking about UVs. It's hard, but yeah, I should do some like research to get like really good a really good understanding of like certain topics, and then like just do like a minute-long video about it. I think that might be the way to go with it. Well, I think that we're gonna call it. You know, I think we're gonna call it, because if you want to get more views, probably go for something less specific, really. Less specific. like, here's how the rendering pipeline works in my engine, blah 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 blah. I feel like that isn't helpful at all. I don't know, I'm pretty like insecure about like not knowing enough also. Like I feel like my engine just doesn't use a lot of the modern OpenGL stuff. It's a lot of like VAOs, VBOs, manual uniforms, that sort of stuff. But maybe I should just go for it, I guess. Something the average gamer could still somewhat understand. Oh wow. There's some spite in those words. Incredible. Yeah, I wish that I also, some other thoughts is I kind of wish that people were talking in the Discord more. I feel like there's only so much that I can do, you know? Only so much I can do about that, but I try, you know? It is filling up with people, but it's like nobody talks. Alright, well, I should go, to be honest. Not to be obscene or anything, but I have needed to use the bathroom for about an hour now. Maybe a bit more than that. So I should probably peace out. Alright, well, I'm gonna call it. Thanks for watching as per usual. Peace out.